My name's Stuart Brisgell with my partner in crime, David Solomon. Today is Monday, and we are going to be talking about free speech. A lot of you really may not understand what we're going to do with free speech, but David's going to take it away in 10 seconds. So we're live, and it's 12 o'clock noon. David, tell me about this topic, free speech. Is there any? Does it exist any longer? Or is it really just bullying? David?
Well, let's start for what's going on here. And I want to thank one of our listeners, Risa. Thank you. Shout out to you for bringing this up. This is a really, really relevant point. And really, what Stuart and I were talking about is why are people not responding to a lot of our rants? Some of our rants do push, according to society, we're pushing ourselves a little bit. We're a little bit against the media and a little bit against the this and that and all these comments, and we get them privately, but they're not put up publicly. They're not on Facebook. They're not on it. And I asked people why, and they're like, well, and they hesitate and whatever. And Risa hit the nail on the head. Fear. Ladies and gentlemen, we're living in a society of fear. Welcome to 2021, where we're supposed to be advanced. We're supposed to be democratic, small d democratic. We're supposed to be an open society where free speech is one of our tenets. Guess what? Not even close. What we're seeing today is either you're with me or you're against me. You either agree with me or you're my enemy. Now, the problem is that it wasn't just face to face. This has gone on in so many different places. It's in politics, in the media, in schools, in sports. It's everywhere. So what's happened here today is that a mass group, has used not only verbal violence to get at you, not only are they using verbal abuse to get at you, they're threatening you with physical abuse to get at you to conform to their thinking. Now, what's happening here? And you're thinking, I'm nuts. And you're thinking, oh, David Solomon, once again, he's in Stuart Brisgell. What are they doing? They're just ranting like lunatics because they're a bunch of right-wing.
Hey, speak for yourself. Yeah, I'm not a lunatic or a right-wing nut job.
I am going to tell you, folks, that when I see stuff like this, where students who do not have certain inclinations are forced to self-censor. Why, you may ask? Because they are simply petrified. That's the word, petrified of expressing themselves. I experienced this, and I'll tell you firsthand. In 1990, when I was back at University of Western Ontario, which is now called Western University, by the way, I was in a classroom. We were 20 students. It was a political science class, and 17 students I knew were not going to agree with me, and 2 were. And I brought up a question. 17 students verbally attacked me in that classroom. The professor stood with her arms crossed, smirking, because she too didn't agree with the question. And when I looked at the other 2 students and said, hey guys, help me here, the answer was, we're afraid. You know, David, what they're going to do. I don't even have to tell you what the topic is. But that was 30 years ago. And if you think that things have changed today, Stuart, they have not.
David, free speech. I look at things and try and bring this from as much as a neutral position as I possibly can. And, in that, I want to share, first of all, you got to understand, where does this all come from? And, this whole concept of bullying is really not new. I mean, bullying's been going on for a very, very long time, but over the last half century, bullying has come into being very easily charged and used to oppress people. And the purpose of bullying isn't just to be a nasty human being to another, as we would recall bullying in the classroom, which is what, typically you hear about kids and students. This is now adults where an adult at the water cooler hears your viewpoints on X, Y, or Z and decides you're the enemy and you could lose your job, you can be shamed out of working anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you had that view. But if you're part of the political elite or you're part of the public elite, like a LeBron James, no matter what you say, you're going to go without any tarnishment, which I think is wrong. Listen, are there problems in the greatest society that has ever existed? Absolutely. Are these problems going to be resolved in our 15-minute rant? Absolutely not. However, we need to bring this to your attention. LeBron James is a disgusting human being. The NBA is so out of touch with reality that they want to put Black Lives Matter on the screen and on the shirts, but they don't want to discipline and moral clause LeBron James out. He wished violence amongst the people that are there to protect us and go and save us. There are bad apples in every single orchard. LeBron James, you're a bad orchard. You must be gone.
But let me tell you something to that point, and this is where we're stuck as a society. LeBron James, you can agree or disagree with him, and there are things that LeBron James does that is actually quite remarkable. I applaud him for some of his community work and whatever. And while he has a microphone shoved in his face daily, and he has been permitted by the media to completely, express himself freely, what he posted recently about a Columbus, Ohio police officer and then removed it was proof positive that you know what I can bully you. And that's what this is all about. And I'm sorry to say that I am sick and tired of it. Stuart, I quit Facebook about 3 years ago. And I'll tell you why. I made, I posted some stuff that was, oh my God. I applauded, God forbid, Donald Trump for doing something. Okay? Now, you could love the guy, you could hate the guy. I could care less about your political inclination. I could care less. But when a leader, I don't care what party they are from, does something worthwhile, applauding, I did. I got attacked from all walks of life, attacked. And it had nothing to do with what I applauded him for. It was how dare I, and I'm being very nice about it because the people were not nice to me, but it was how dare you give the man any positive light. And the wording wasn't even close to nice, wasn't respectful. I have friends who are liberals. I have friends who are conservatives. I can argue. I can debate. I love to debate and to argue. But when I see the differences that when people go to a certain extreme, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, it gets emotional and it gets violent.
You know,
And I'm saying I'm at the point where, you know what, folks? We've lost our minds.
so let me ask you a question, David. We agreed today we were not talking about politics, and we try not to. But I would like to know where the censorship is for this Maxine Walters.
You're not going to get it.
No,
But
we're
that's, but
not.
she's a
It's a
but she's
double
a bully.
standard.
No, but she's using bullying tactics to get
Bully
her way.
pulpit. Bully pulpit.
Yeah,
And
she's got herself in a position of power, and the microphone is in front of her face, and basically either you agree with Maxine Waters or you're an enemy of the state.
so is she actually a racist?
No, I
Do
don't,
I
I don't,
call
I
her
don't,
a
I
racist?
don't, I
You
have
know,
no, that's not
why
today's
why
debate.
do people
Stuart, that's
say
not, no,
race?
Stuart, debate today is nothing. I don't want to bring,
No,
it's
it's
not
not
about
about
she's a
racism.
racist.
It's about being a bully.
It's
And
about
being a
being a
bully.
bully. Yes, she's bullying. She's using bully tactics to get her way. It's the same way that you see, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez using bullying tactics on social media to get her way. You have the same thing. It is across the board. I don't care, Maxine Waters. It's the fact is that the media in conjunction with certain political figures are all pushing the same agenda. I'm sorry. Look, guys, it's gone to the point, Stuart, if I may. If I had to go this, I couldn't believe this came into my feed. I couldn't believe it. Why would English soccer? Now you have to understand English soccer is super powerful. You have 4 leagues of power But it's not just the leagues, it's the referees, it's all the related unions, it's coaching, everything related to English soccer. They all got together and said, we are sick and tired of the online bullying. That's what they said, the online abuse. Abuse, folks. That's the word that they use. That they're boycotting social media for 4 days. I don't think it's enough, but I get what they're trying to do. Folks, you cannot, under any circumstance, believe that you can get away. And that's the beauty of Twitter, for example. You can go on Twitter, you can be super anonymous, you could say what you want, can be as profane and I mean, it doesn't matter. Stuart, the problem is that people have discovered that if you conform and you express yourself in a certain way, they love you. But if you don't, they have the power to shut you down, like certain presidents we heard of.
I
Could you
want
imagine like what you're doing to
I
people today?
I want to take this one step further. If people are being forced not to express themselves, this whole bullying tactic, whether it's on the web or in public media, are we really seeing the end of free speech, which is the topic today? So,
I think we're
David, I mean,
I
I
think it's an
think
I don't
this
think it's
is a cancel culture that wants to cancel free speech.
I think that it's no. It's actually funny how you phrase it. It's a great statement what you just did. But
Wow.
here's the thing that I think that it's got to be phrased. It's free speech as long as you agree with me. We will give you a microphone. We will give you the social media platforms. We will give you everything that you want as long as you fit in my box. And my box is a control speech. And folks, if you're not careful, listen carefully. Your speech is being controlled at multiple levels. Yeah, this sounds like a conspiracy theory, and you're going to say, oh, he's. No, folks, listen carefully. The President of the United States was censored on Twitter, he was shut down. James O'Keefe, who runs Project Veritas,
Oh,
last
yeah, good
week
one.
was shut down by Twitter, not because of what he wrote, but that he runs multiple accounts and this shadow accounts and it's against the policy and they shut him down. Do you know what, folks? He's being served today. They're serving Twitter today. And Project Veritas since 2016 has not lost a single court case against Twitter because Twitter tries to censor him every single time. Why? He doesn't conform to what Twitter wants. Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, same thing. You have permitted online abuse as long as it conforms with your political inclination, as long as it conforms to your agenda. Guys, this is what you've done. You've empowered big tech to do whatever you want.
The Daily Wire just came across the news wire, and a letter's being sent to LeBron James. A cop just got attacked. LeBron James incited
There you go.
violence against
Congratulations.
cops. And now, you know what? A guy that makes how many millions of dollars a year? Time to go take his pocketbook.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something.
Make him pay.
What LeBron James did is no different than what others are doing, except he has more power, more followers. And that's all you needed to do, folks. All you need to do. And you know what? Those that oppose LeBron James, like me, I get vilified. I get yelled at. I get attacked. Why? Because I don't agree with the great King James. Sorry, I don't have to. I
Hey,
don't want to agree with him.
I'm
Guys,
sorry. His net worth is $500 million,
again,
and he
yes.
makes $100 million a year. You know what? I hope the cop that has a great recovery, and that cop sues LeBron James for
Well,
inciting
that,
violence.
that's
And
what you've
I'd
done,
love to
folks.
clean this guy out. This
This
guy needs
is
to
not
come off the court and go back into his mansion. And you know what? Maybe he should give $50 million if his $100 million away. Taxable income to people that really need it. You know what? LeBron James, shame on you.
no. What we're
Shame
talking,
on you.
but again, what LeBron James has done is and this is an indirect, direct, whatever you want to call it, linked to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
bullying today, the idea of mind control, the idea of all these things of conform with me or you're against me, whatever. This is what you're doing. You're inciting the violence that you claim you're against. Your people are scared. Listen, I'm sorry to tell you, I know university students who are scared to tell their identity in universities because they're afraid to get hit by a baseball bat. And if you think I'm kidding, look it
ugh.
up.
David,
Now,
you know what? We're running to the end.
yeah,
What are we doing on Wednesday?
you
Wild
know
Wednesday.
You know what, Stuart? We don't know. We're going to talk to you guys on, we're going to, guys, you know what? We're going to surprise you on Wednesday. But folks, the idea here is share your feelings. Please do not hide. We need en masse. We're going to stop uh, this abuse. We're going to stop this bullying together. Stand with us to fight against this bullying. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a problem with Melon, and it's why but we're going to post something up. I'm really angry at the way what they've done, but we'll get to you tomorrow. You'll see our posting on Facebook and on the variety of
But
social
how
media.
about on YouTube? We've now loaded about 35 of our podcasts. They're all now being archived also on YouTube. We put them on Twitter. We put them
Check
on
us out.
Facebook.
Check us out at our website, therantnetwork.com. It's
Yeah.
all there, every episode.
And you know what that means, David? Do you know what time it is?
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye.